Hey everyone, it's Anna and welcome back to my booktube channel. I'm gonna do kind of a combo video today. I'm gonna do the end of the year book tag because I was tagged by Pat from Book Chat with Pat. The original tag was created by Ariel Bissett some years ago, and so I will also include the tag questions, the original links, you know the drill, in my description box down below. But this is also going to kind of serve as a channel announcement slash like beginning of my bookend of like videos to end out the year. So in case you're new here or you missed it in one of my other videos, I'm going to be having a baby this December, and so I'm going to pre-film a couple of things that you'll see throughout the course of December, and then you'll just hear from me when you hear from me after we kind of get out of the newborn trenches, or whenever I have like time, energy, inclination, all that stuff to make a booktube video. So don't worry, I'm not like going anywhere permanently, but I am, you know, prioritizing my family life and time to spend with my husband and with our newborn pretty soon. So this is like the first of, I think, 3 videos that I'm planning to make that you'll see towards the end of the year. So let's go ahead and talk through these questions. Number 1, are there any books you've started this year that you still need to finish? Again, need's going to be kind of a strong word because a lot of it really depends on when the baby gets here, you know, if it's on time, early, etc. But the sort of one book that I am kind of in the process of reading that I have plans to finish by the end of the year is Queen Esther by John Irving. I am doing a group read with Pat and a bunch of other people who are on BookTube. This is a prequel to his novel The Cider House Rules, which we all read together in November. I'll be talking about that in a wrap-up in a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to be reading this book. Number 2, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? Not really, simply because we're kind of rapidly approaching the end of autumn, and it's, for me, like mostly go time to get ready for this baby to get here, so I don't have like a specific book to transition to the end of the year. Number 3, is there a new release you're still waiting for? No, but I did make a video about upcoming releases that I am excited to read, so I will also make sure to link that in the description in case you want to know what 2026 releases are on my radar. Number 4, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? If I manage to read 3 books before the end of the year, I am going to consider myself very accomplished indeed. I don't think that that's likely to happen at this point, but if I had to pick 3, I'll pick the 3 that I'm currently reading. One of those is Queen Esther, which I just spoke about, and then I have also The Snow Child by Eowyn Ivey. This is a book club pick for my in-person book group, and I am actually kind of closing in on the end of it. I'm really enjoying it. And I also have a nonfiction book called The Eagle in the Heart by Ellen Castor, which is it's a history book about the rivalry between Richard II and is he Henry IV? Yeah, Henry IV, of like Shakespearean fame, but this is sort of like a historical, political, and economic history of that rivalry and the conflict between those two cousins. And I am getting closer to the end. I'm reading a few chapters a day, and I am really enjoying it. So I do think there's a decent chance I finish that before the year ends. And number 5, is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? I guess it's always theoretically possible, but probably not. It would have a pretty tough bar to clear. My favorite nonfiction book of the year was Under the Sea Wind by Rachel Carson. It would be pretty impossible for a book to beat that this late in the year. And my favorite fiction reading experience was Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. Just saw the movie last night. Sean and I both absolutely bawled our way through it. I thought it was an incredible adaptation of the novel, and I recommend you go see it as well as read the book if you haven't already. And number 6, have you already started making reading plans for next year? Not really. We still intend on going to our regular in-person book clubs, but again, because for the first months of 2026, I'm gonna have a literal newborn, my reading plans are pretty much just to be as flexible as possible, read where and when I can, kind of introduce the baby to books as toys, which is going to be a fun time when she gets a little bit older and able to interact with them that way. but no reading plans for myself in particular. And then they also ask you at the end to tag some people. By the time this posts, I have no idea who's actually going to have posted this. I know a lot of the people that I usually tag have already posted their versions of this. I'm a little bit late to the party. So if you're watching this and you haven't made this video and would like to, please consider yourself tagged. Also, if you're not a video maker, but you'd like to share any of your answers to these questions with me, leave a comment down below. You know I love doing a good back and forth conversation in there. So again, as always, thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.